Hey guys, it's Chelsea, and this week's theme is story time. Your first time on stage. So I thought really hard about my first time on an actual stage, because obviously there's things like school productions of nativity and everything, and that's not really on a stage. So the first time I remember being on an actual stage was when I was like 7, maybe 8. I think I was about 8 years old, and I was in year 3 for America. I believe that's the 2nd grade. Yeah, it's the 2nd grade. And I was in 2 different dance troupes. And, you know, one of them was an accident with joining, because me and a friend thought, when they said the dance troupe was regrouping for a performance or something, we thought it was our group, but it wasn't. It was another group. And when we spoke to the director of that, she said, well, you can just join this one as well. I was the youngest member of that group, so I felt really awkward, but, you know, we got along with everybody. But what happened was, we had our end of year show, and we performed 2 dances in the first dance troupe I was in. And it was quite incredible. I mean, I think I remember finally feeling like, you know, this is where I belong on stage, and I really enjoyed it. I was also in choir, so it was like the choir was on stage the whole time, but obviously if you had different things going on, you had to obviously make your way off stage to get back to where you're supposed to be. And I think after my first and second dance number, we had to get ready for the other group. And what happened was, I ended up wrong side of the stage. And instead of being cool about it and walking all the way around, I tried to cut through the year 6s, which is like last year of elementary school. And I got in trouble for doing that. So I came back out. And I couldn't think of a way to get to the side of the stage, so I did the stupidest thing in the world. I walked up the steps and ran across the stage to the other side where I was supposed to get on. And it was videotaped. Like, the whole thing was recorded. So you can just see an empty stage and me running across it. As elegant as you can get it, I ran across that stage, and it honestly, now looking back, I realise I could have walked around, but obviously I decided that running across the stage was probably the best thing I could do. Idiot. So that's quite embarrassing, but fun at the same time, because obviously I got to do both dance numbers, all 3 dance numbers in the end. The other one was quite, I don't know, the first 2 were quite choreographed nicely, as far as I know. I mean, obviously at that age I didn't really know a lot, but from what I know now looking back on it, the first 2 were really good, and they were choreographed and everything else. And even today I still remember one of those. I still remember one of those dances, so it kind of makes sense that I remember it because it was well choreographed, and the other one I just kind of forgot about. But this other one, the third one, it was obviously the different dance group that was done by the head teacher, the principal, and to me it wasn't that goodly choreographed. Now looking back, it wasn't even a dance routine, not that I can remember. But, you know, we still did it, and my mum came to see it, so that's all good. But I hated being at that school, so, you know, the dancing was kind of the only thing I kind of had that was good. And I made friends with this girl who was older than me. She was about 2 years older than me, I think. And even at that age, I had mild anxiety. But this girl and me, we kind of connected really well. And then, obviously, when we moved up to the next year, she kind of obviously was in, you know, the older stuff, and she kind of left the school after that, so I didn't really see her all that often, and I still don't know where she went now. I've not spoken to her since, so that helped. But yeah, definitely being in the choir and doing those two dance troupes was a highlight of me being on stage for the first time. You know, but they're only school productions. If you want to go to somewhere that's not a school production, apart from college, I guess the first time I've been on stage that wasn't college was probably my drama group. We performed our own show. We entered it in the Soul Festival, and it was called The Daily Wash. We pretended to be news reporters and reported from all different parts of the Wash. So if you live in England, you'll know what I mean. But there's it's like, I think it's in Lincoln. I think it's just Lincolnshire. But it's like the Wash. It's kind of like, how do I explain it? Like on a map. You know how if you look at the UK, there's like a big trying to work this out. Hold on the left. If you look at it like that way, on the left, there's obviously, towards the bottom, there's like a big round piece of land, and then there's like, just above that, there's like a bit of water and like a little one. From there to the big piece of land, that's called the Wash. And it's all the way around Lincolnshire especially. It goes from Skegness to Boston, and a bit further. I can't remember where it ends, but yeah. And we did like different stories about the Wash and around it and everything else. I mean, I played several different characters. I was a news reporter, Pippa, reporting from Boston Stump, because they decided to do a stump-a-thon, which is climbing the stump. The stump's a really big tower in Boston, in England. And it's just this, you kind of know if you can actually climb it. We don't know, but we decided we were going to say you could, so we did that. And then I was also a soldier for the King John story, because we talked about a story it's real. King John's treasure. He travelled through the Wash millions of years ago, and he lost his treasure. A big wave kind of overtook them, and his treasure is now believed to be on land somewhere, so I don't know, maybe you'll find it somewhere. But we decided to be the reenactment of the King John story. So obviously I was a soldier, but I was like the clever soldier, in a way, and we had my friend Steph, who was the like not so clever soldier. I was say the dumb soldier, because her vocal parts were really, like, speaking parts were quite funny. So it was like definitely to get them out there was what you needed, and that was quite good. So that was like something that we'd all like to do, and we got in the local paper about it, so that was really good. But it's a competition, that's what it was. It was an acting competition. Yeah, so I did that, and then I was also Angel Weston, who owns the Donut Islands. The Donut Islands, again, it's a true story. If you look out onto Skegness Beach, obviously you have the sea. Apparently if you go really far back past the turbines, like really far back, there's two pieces of land, like side by side, and they have a hole in the middle, which is also the sea, and it's called the Donut Islands. And the Donut Islands abandoned, but they're still islands, but they're very small islands. So we decided that we were gonna do like a thing on that, and we made a story about how, you know, I go up there to feed the birds, and I'd never seen pirates in my life, and I've seen pirates don't come on here. But we also had everyone else, like, it was reenactment of pirates creeping on, like, behind, like, the thing. So that's quite, like, funny to have happen, and it made the audience laugh. That's good. Yeah, that was like our first ever big show, I guess. I was probably, I don't know, probably 14, maybe 15. 15, I think. 14 or 15 anyway. Yeah, and I did quite a few other shows after that, but they're different stories. This is 10 minutes so far, I'm not going to go into it anymore. So yeah, I've told you about the first time I was on stage, which was obviously a school production, and then I've also gone to the actual production as well. So, you know, I quite enjoyed them, and I still now perform on stage. So, you know, maybe that's for like another time, maybe. We'll have to discuss that with everybody else. But yeah, this has been great, me telling you my story, and comment below your stories. You know, you probably have some really cool ones about the first time you were on stage. Have you ever even been on stage? If you've not been on stage, would you like to be? Or, you know, tell me. Find the comments below. Watch the other girls because they are incredible as well. And, you know, we've rebooted this again after starting it back in, when did we start it? Like January? Yeah. From January we've changed it to February because Sony got to cancel for different things. So, anyway, for this week, this is my upload day. Next week it goes back to regular, which I think I've already announced in my introduction. So yeah, go check out my main, go check out the other girls' main channels, check out their videos, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you all next week. Bye!